6:14, time for business news, and we say good morning to Kris McCusker, who is in for Mike Epple today. And we're talking about, right off the bat, good morning, Kris, first of all.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Morning. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Ready for the heat?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, good.
I think
Preparing for it, good. Talking about hot, we have the market's actually doing well. We had such a time period where everything was just slumping, and now we're seeing a bit of a streak.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see if all of this holds, Tammy. Bay Street is trying for a 7th straight winning day, and yes, you're right, markets had been somewhat beaten down, although not as bad in Canada as what we saw in the U.S., but Bay Street is indeed trying for a 7th straight winning day today. Now, we do have U.S. markets closed for Memorial Day, so that means that commodities will trade electronically. We are also learning today that China is easing some of its COVID-19 restrictions, so that's providing a lift to markets across the pond, which, could be a good signal for Bay Street. We're also seeing pressure on the U.S. dollar, which might lift commodities, which might in turn help Bay Street. Oil is moving higher this morning, and that's connected to those easing of pandemic restrictions in China. Now, to come this week, we are going to get first quarter GDP in Canada. We're also going to get an interest rate announcement on Wednesday. We are very likely to see another half-point hike as the Bank of Canada, like many other central banks around the world, work to cool inflation. And in Canada, it is close to a 30-year high. If that's not enough for you, Tammy, we also get earnings this week from HP, Salesforce, Broadcom, and Lululemon, among others. And then jobs data in the U.S. on Friday.
Oh, busy week. Very busy week.
Yes.
All right. And, you're talking about inflation, the interest rate likely going up another 0.5%. And it's just been so hard affordability-wise for people to sustain their lifestyles, right? And a lot of people building up that debt as well. And there's a new poll out saying that there's some Canadians who just have no idea how to work on getting that debt down.
Yeah, they don't. A third of Canadians, according to this poll, don't know where to turn or they don't know how to get themselves out of debt. So this is according to this poll conducted by Ipsos on behalf of MNP. Half of those polled also say they have difficulty trusting professional companies to help them get out of debt. And as you sort of alluded to, Tammy, debt worries could get worse before they get better. We do have inflation at a 30-year high. Interest rates are on the rise, and most government support programs because of COVID-19 have now ended. Now, the poll also points out that a lack of financial literacy could put indebted Canadians at more risk and intensify the need for debt relief. 1 in 4 are not sure how interest rate increases impact their financial situation. Now, that is totally fair because for many, many years, we've had record low rates. So not knowing how it's going to change your finances, I mean, it's a kind of uncharted waters here. Almost half of those polled also say they would be embarrassed to seek help. So there are organizations out there that can help.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't be embarrassed. Better to get rid of it than, stick with it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Next, going off to the box office, lastly. Yes. Okay, so Top Gun, I really want to see this. Yes. I hear that it's actually pretty good, and apparently a lot of people went to go see it this Memorial Day weekend.
Yes, it actually exceeded expectations, at least in the U.S., Tammy. So this is Top Gun Maverick, the follow-up to the movie of the 80s. Wow, it's been a while. So Tom Cruise reprising his role of Pete Maverick Mitchell. The movie took in $124 million in the U.S. for its 3-day opening weekend. It was projected to bring in $80 million. So it now stands as Cruise's biggest opening weekend in his more than 40-year career, his first $100 million opening weekend, and then the third biggest debut of the year. It's actually on track to be one of the biggest openings ever on Memorial Day weekend. Now, Maverick was supposed to hit movie theaters in 2020. It was delayed multiple times because of the pandemic. And some saying it could have legs at the box office for at least a couple of weeks. It actually scored a perfect A+ cinema score, and it's got relatively no competition, Tammy, until Jurassic World Dominion opens in 2 weeks.
Ooh, plenty of time to rake in some cash.
Yes.
Okay. And Tom Cruise, how does he still look the same as he did in the first one?
I don't understand. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe I don't know. I can't even. I can't even.
All right. All right. Thanks very much, Kris.
Okay. Have a good day.
Have a good week. All right. Take care.